Upon their return to the last mission, it became clear to some of the members that Natalia and Charles liked each other. Some even teased them that feelings might be involved. Though both denied it, everyone always saw that they blushed when it was brought up. Natalia and Charles made a perfect team together. They both were strong and same-minded. They saw themselves as the characters Vasquez and Drake from their favorite sci-fi movie. Connor often joked, asking when the wedding would take place, while lighting a cigarette. Konoa talked to Shen about excavating some of the alien debris currently present on the Avenger. This would be useful to build new facilities when the time comes. Everyone was motivated. Most were chilling at the bar, but Danos decided to do some workouts in the barracks while Charles and Natalia were having a good time on the couch with just the two of them. Then Konoa heard a special message would be transmitted to him.
Hello, Commander. The council you once knew is no more. Its membership have all sworn loyalty to the Advent administration. With one exception. It is good to see you again. In the days since your capture, I have done all I can to aid the Resistance from the inside. It was these Resistance operatives that provided the intel leading to your recent extraction. As of now, Resistance forces are currently somewhat disorganized. If we are to defeat Advent and their alien masters, you must change this before it is too late. What you are seeing are classified reports of missing civilians from across the world. Their numbers are growing. We suspect they have been taken to a nearby Advent black site, though its exact location remains unknown. Time is short, Commander. We need you to take charge of Resistance operations throughout the world. Establish contact with the local cells and bring them into the fold. Find this black site and shut it down. Save our world. The clock is ticking. Good luck, Commander.
The Councilman has tracked the alien black site to this region. Unfortunately, we don't have its exact coordinates yet. If we're going to have any chance of finding this facility, we'll need to make contact with the local resistance cell nearby. Taigen has a theory about how we might reach out to them without getting the aliens' attention, but we'll need to give him time to conduct his research. We shouldn't wait too long on that, Commander. We have to start making contact with other regions soon if we're going to build a global resistance and take on Advent.
New objective added.
Looks like you won't have time for that just yet, though. Remote reconnaissance may have found something not far from our current position.
As more research was required before contact would be established at the black site, Commander Konoa decided to head southwest to investigate the possibility of recruiting an extra engineer.
Commander, while we're waiting for new missions or the completion of our research, we can pass time by scanning at sites like this one. On your order, we'll start our scans of the surrounding area.
It would take several days, and on the second day, Konoa got the news that the modular weapon research was done. Shen noted that at the current moment, XCOM had pushed the existing weapon designs about as far as she thought possible. The integration of a few key alien components provided much needed stability they were looking for. The troops would mostly be glad to hear that with these modifications in place, larger upgrades could be attached for even more firepower. Only a handful of weapon attachments were available. The lucky ones who received some of the upgrades were Charles Watts, who received the quick reloading attachment, and Angel, who received the better scope in the hopes it would help with their aim. Shortly after, Dr. Taigen notified Konoa that a breakthrough in improved assault rifles had taken place. The time to research this would be 5 days, but the outcome would make all units with assault rifles stronger. Some of the rookies who were part of the last mission were promoted as well. The Mexican Lorenzo Hill got the title of Demolitions Expert, and the Lebanese Danos Santoriu got, to no one's surprise, the title of Ranger. The blade on Santoriu's back was gifted by his partner Liz. Danos vowed to always keep the blade at his side, even with the newly developed weapons he would receive in the future. Other rookies on the ship were also strolling around, but did not have their chance to prove themselves yet. There was the old Swedish rot Eric Markland. He was one of the oldest amongst the soldiers. He used to train the recruits during the first XCOM war many years ago. He was never actually sent out to the field. With the current limited supply of units, he decided to sign up to be sent out as well. His nickname was Night Owl, as he was always one of the last to sleep. He often waited until the rest of the rookies went to bed first. He always made sure that the new recruits would feel welcome and were looked after. Then the half-Chinese and half-Japanese Nagami Shimada grew up in China, where she had to deal with racism towards her Japanese roots from fellow Chinese citizens. It made her initially not wanting to enlist during the first attack of the aliens. All she cared about was getting her family to safety. But as the war ravaged on for many years, Shimada started to realize that what little beauty that was left on the planet Earth would soon perish. She understood that the little good that she experienced in life was worth fighting for, and she signed up with XCOM in exchange for a safe haven for her family. As the days went by, the alien debris on some parts of the ship had successfully been removed, and plans to create the ship's first trading facility were made. Engineer Johannes Mulder would oversee this project. Then they were finally able to locate the engineer. In a desperate attempt to assert their independence from Advent, a small community constructed a makeshift stockade around a local radio station. They managed to locate the engineer responsible for the design, and Chen convinced them to join the team. Everyone welcomed Dr. Ananya Sen to XCOM. Then word got out that valuable supplies and resources were picked up by intel reports. Konoa set course to dig up the supplies, but was soon interrupted.
You are too trusting, John. The skirmishers are Advent. Advent is the enemy. The enemy is food.
Try not to bring that up when we meet, Volk.
You take their side after all we've seen these years.
Look, I'm not exactly having drinks with them, but they did hold up their end of the bargain. What about you?
Wait and see. Volk out.
Actually think they might show up. Commander, that was Konstantin Volokov, Volk to his friends. He and his Reapers are a big part of the reason why you're standing here today. Volk may be a little rough around the edges, but he's the real deal. Heads one of 3 resistance groups operating independently from us that we consider a legitimate threat to Advent. Together, they'd make one hell of a fighting force. Too bad they hate each other. Still, we've made some unlikely progress. Volk's Reapers may have found you, but they weren't acting alone. They were tipped off by a group of Advent defectors known as the Skirmishers. No one's big on working with these guys, knowing where they came from. But you wouldn't be here without their help. Both the Reapers and the Skirmishers have agreed to suspend hostilities provided you serve as the go-between. Trust doesn't come easy between these two, so we're heading for a nice, quiet spot on neutral ground. Even so, let's not take any chances. Intel on this area is weak, and we're picking up strange chatter on comms. Not to mention we're ending a decade-long blood feud today. I'd advise our soldiers to be fully prepared before we deploy on this one, Commander. Good luck.
Since we're all friends now, maybe you could lend my people a hand in dealing.
Not sure how long our contacts are going to wait for us, Commander, so I'd recommend we proceed as soon as possible. All available soldiers are standing by to deploy.
Setting course for the Arctic territories.
Konoa set course for the rendezvous. 2 squads of 2 soldiers would be sent out to establish the contact. The first squad would consist of Danos and Doc. Charles was called up for the second squad and requested Natalia to be sent with him. But she was still feeling tired from the last operation, and so Connor was sent instead. Both teams were dropped at the ruins of Beijing, where they split up to meet the faction contacts.
Proceed to the first set of coordinates. Firebrand and the second team will head to the next drop point.
Detecting increasing biological signatures in the area ahead.
Then I'd say we're in the right place. Stay sharp out there today, people. Just because this city was abandoned doesn't mean it's lifeless.
If you are hungry, there's more where that came from. Impressive reflexes, but unnecessary.
Stand down. We're all friends here.
You are safe here. More so than you imagine. We shall see if the same holds true for these skirmishes of yours. Your presence already disturbs them. We must move quickly. My people will take care of this camp. Come.
Looks like trouble ahead. The rendezvous could be compromised. Stay focused. Contact! Get down! We may have a bigger problem here. I'm guessing that's our man. Well, our contact anyway.
Crocksod. Advent. Hobbit. Moxtala. 410. They were sent here to hunt, to purge the Drop 10, the Lost. Our meeting point is still secure. She is free of the imposter gods. I would give anything that all my kind could say the same. Even sit down with your Reapers. Now, we must go.
Uploading the coordinates to the rendezvous point now. We've plotted the most direct route there. We don't know much about the skirmisher contact you'll be meeting other than his name. Mox.
Mox. Praetor Mox. His death squads wiped out entire camps of my people in the first years of the war. You would dare do this?
Pretty sure hands are bloody on both sides of this fight. That's the whole point of this intervention.
Reapers are born in the shadows, in the cold, harsh world that was waiting for us out there. We rely on stealth and long-range attacks, and our marksmen are unmatched by even the best XCOM has to offer.
As Doc and Danos escorted Elena, remnants of what once was human, better known as the Lost, enclosed in their location. Danos drew first blood and therefore his first kill. The sound drew more attention of the Lost, but a well-thrown grenade took care of that. Elena's great accuracy pinpointed the zombie-like creatures from afar. She killed them, even if they showed just a fraction of themselves. Together, all three mowed their way through the Lost, but more kept coming each time. They needed to hurry, and with the zombies in pursuit, they made it to the rendezvous point. Mox's squad had a bit more trouble as they faced a pair of purifiers. Their armor was thick, preventing the three from destroying them in one go. They had a chance to retaliate, and Mox, Charles, and Connor ended up being burned. They were able to walk it off, but it would leave them scarred. Charles took it in his hands to dispose himself of the two purifiers once and for all. But shortly after, they found more resistance.
This is no patrol. It's an army.
Yes, one we do not have time to face.
Everyone, get back!
Their rendezvous point needed to be altered, and the three were ordered to hold for a while as the hordes of Lost closed in on their location. They all dug in and covered multiple locations. Mox, Connor, and Charles worked together as a team, killing every Lost with ease from the north. But more were approaching from the other directions too, and Charles had to resort to his grenade launcher to keep him at bay. And Connor, of course, used his grenade, as he always did. Central almost had found a different route, but the clock was ticking. The Lost were right on top of them. Connor had to resort to his blade to deal with some that got too close. As they heard a huge horde approach, Central gave them the new coordinates at the train tracks to rendezvous with Elena.
Rendezvous point directly ahead. Let's try and play nice today, people.
So, Advent's most brutal captain comes to atone for his crimes.
I am no longer that being. I am free now.
Taking off that helmet does not change what you are. Reapers have long memories. Elder Cracksod. Anytime.
The way I see it, we have two options. Join forces and kick the Elders off our world, or kill each other here and now. The choice is yours.
No one has ever done that before. No one shall ever do that again.
What the hell is that?
Vox Prima, Elder Assassin, relentless death that stalks my kind, Butcher of free Advent.
My people face another like her. They are the undying, Advent's curse upon us. We must combine strength if we are to have any chance of success.
You are welcome to try.
As the whole group moved to the evac site, the mysterious assassin revealed herself once more. She was a wraith demon, incredibly skilled, fast, and powerful. Her weakness were attacks from close range. She took a slice at Elena, and as she tried to run away, Mox pursued her with his grappling hook. With the grenade, he chipped away at her armor, of which she had plenty. Danos, who was closest, ran up to her and repaid the favor that she did to Elena. The assassin seemed surprised.
I had not expected this conflict to be so exhilarating. You surprised me, XCOM. Still, the Elder's will is that none survive this day. I cannot leave that to fortune.
As the assassin escaped, all of the Lost headed into the soldiers' direction. They were ordered to immediately evac. There were a bunch of zombies in between them and the evac point, meaning conflict would be unavoidable. The zombies emerged from the buildings too. The soldiers at the front quickly took care of those. The zombies also came from the rear, and so the group had to keep moving. As Charles gave covering fire, the group headed to a small alleyway leading to the evacuation area. Connor heard zombies approach behind the closed door and took a first shot before they could breach. There was more than one, and Elena, though being wounded, still managed to get a perfect shot in there too. All in all, the group made progress step by step. Around every corner, more zombies showed themselves, but it was nothing that this group could not handle. They finally were able to escape without anyone else getting hurt.
The entire swarm converges upon us. We cannot hold this position much longer.
Outrider to Avenger, where the hell's our exit? This is as low as I can get her.
No! I do not intend to die this day. I will follow. Foxtrot 410.
Time to return home, traitor.
There was silence on the way home, as the mission did not feel as a win since Mox was captured. Some were wounded, most were tired, but promotions were deservedly earned. First up, Corporal Elena Dragonova agreed to join XCOM, and her help would surely be appreciated. She would need some time to recover, but Elena would be an invaluable asset to the XCOM war effort. All 4 members who were sent out had received a promotion to corporal. They were now considered the most elite, with Doc and Charles having the most kills by far. The leader of the Reaper faction was pleased with Konoa's help, and he had earned some of his trust. Nevertheless, a soldier had been captured, and Konoa vowed to get him out of the enemy's hands. Scientist Mohammed Samat, who was currently stationed at the Reaper base, agreed to help Dr. Taigen in his research. The following days, things were quiet. Many were recovering from wounds and regaining their strength. If another battle would arise, it would have to be the current rookies to take the reins for a while.
It would be so easy. Good to see you, sister.
Miscreants, restrain yourselves, lest you be restrained.
No, the 3 of us, called upon together. Something has changed.
On that, we are agreed. The battlefield has shifted. Our masters have need of us once more.
Sounds to me like they're afraid.
You dare defile this place with your wretched tongue?
Oh, I dare.
Our children. Each of you possess our strength. Each of you possess our wisdom. Of all our creations, you are truly blessed. Your charge was a simple one. The subjugation of those who would see our grand design falter. We have been pleased. Until now. Our greatest asset has been lost, stolen from us, while our strongest did nothing. We are disappointed.
Thought you were the strongest.
Defiance. You have fought the
the humans for too long. You have been corrupted. You can be reclaimed. Yet perhaps you may also be redeemed. Perhaps you all may be redeemed. A greater battle lies ahead. Our time on this world draws to a close. Yet we need not abandon it completely at our departure. For one among you is surely ready to claim this world as their own. One among you is worthy. Return what was lost to us. Grant all who oppose our will. To the one who succeeds our everlasting favor. To the others. You are the chosen. Do not fail.